Hi, Coach Donna here. I'm actually coming to you on a Thursday, which is Friday Eve in my vocabulary. I love Thursdays. I love every day actually. But I started the notion of Friday Eves to help my friends who didn't like their jobs get past them because they only have one more day to get to Friday. And if we make Thursday Friday Eve, it kind of makes people think Friday's already here. Kind of like Christmas Eve. So it's Friday Eve, and I wanted to talk to you today about implementation. Why did I choose implementation? Because a lot around me, I am in this mode, this season of implementation. And where I've been in seasons of implementation before, I haven't been in seasons of implementation to completion. So I had a lot of things over the years that I have started and stopped, or started and it got hard and then I said, ooh, I'm gonna slow down. Ooh, I'm gonna slow down. Or it started and I finished it and I got scared and I didn't push it out to the public so that they could see it. But it is done and it's not for people to see. Well, it wasn't until I realized that I really hadn't completed it because it's not out there. I completed one part of it. I didn't complete the get it out part. So working with implementation for me means actually having the ability to be scared and do it anyway. To implement beyond the fear, to implement beyond the self-chatter, to implement beyond the deficits or what everybody else is saying about what is going on with me. And to actually make sure that I get it done completely. My friend always talks about how he teaches people to finish strong. He talks about how he noticed that a lot of people, and because we're African American, we have mostly African American friends growing up in that environment. So he noticed from his talking and relating to other people in our culture that a lot of times we start a lot of stuff, but we don't finish strong. And the major part of implementation is starting, but just as important as starting is finishing. And not finishing to the point where you're comfortable, but finishing all the way to completion until it's out and you don't have to go back to complete some part of it. Why is implementation so important? Why is it so necessary for people to do? And that's because the genius that we carry inside of us is not for us. It's for someone else. So the book that I wrote years ago that I never published, though it's done, it's not completed. The job is not completed because the world doesn't have the information yet. The class that I teach, that I've written and scripted, and I have all that stuff and ready for it, and I do teach it. But it took a long time for it to go from being written to actually being something that I was actually doing, because I allowed fear to stop me, the same way I did with the book. Because I allowed things to get in my way, negative self-chatter, other people's opinion of what I should be doing or should not be doing with my time and my talents. And maybe a little, okay, that's new, self-worth. Or the ability to believe that it's okay for me to be as brilliant as I am. I've been learning a lot lately about dimming my light, and about how when you dim your light, all kinds of things slip behind, including implementation. So for me, I want to share with you that it is very important, not just as important for you to start something, because starting something is wonderful, finishing it is wonderful, but if you don't get it out to the world after it's completed, then you're not done. And that's just the truth of the matter. It's just another phase of implementation. And with that being said, I want to talk to you about the systems that you need to implement. Because you can want to write a book all day long. You can want to start a company all day long. You can want to create this beautiful line of furniture, or sell shoes online, or heck, be a financial whiz, whatever you want to do, without a system to support your implementation, not going to happen. Or it'll happen, but it won't be able to support itself long term. And if it does, you'll be crazy if the system is not good enough to support the growth of the vision. So when you're talking about implementation, it's very important that you not just implement and finish strong, but that you create systems prior to implementation that support the implementation and the completion all the way out to the world. Because that is the way that we get the gifts and talents and abilities that we have out to the world. Without implementation, the world won't have the things that we need. Without a system put in place for us to deliver the things that we have created to the world, they won't get it. People won't get fed. People won't have jobs. People won't have hope if that's what you do. People won't have shoes if you're the person who makes the shoes. The important thing that you need to remember about implementation is without the system and without your stick-to-itiveness, without letting it be completed all the way out and then the final phase of implementation to get it out to the world, you may as well have been doing something else. Seriously. Because you're not serving people if you're not giving the world your gifts. And that's the most important part of being who you are, touching the other person. Your gift is never for you. It's never something that you use to keep yourself comfortable with. Your gift is for the world. And implementation and systems get it there. Had somebody say, systems are sexy. And they absolutely are. I had another very brilliant friend say that systems are the groundwork for predictable outcomes, for wealth, for determining the amount of money or the amount of time or the amount of worth that you will bring to another person. So make sure that when you implement, you have your systems in place to create what you need to create for the world and to get it out there as well. All right. That's it for implementation. I got to go get back to it because I am in huge implementation mode right now. And my gifts will get out to the world this time. Life in 4G is living in God, living in a life of gratitude, living a life of giving, and living unapologetically in your greatness. This is Coach Dawn A saying, if you like this video, please like, share the video, and also please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can find me on YouTube at Dawn Ori. All right, thanks. Bye.